Well, hello. Today's movie is the 1958 Universal horror movie The Fly, starring Vincent Price. A night watchman finds a woman operating a hydraulic press. On the press is a man who has his head and arm crushed. Vincent Price, the brother-in-law, gets a call from his sister-in-law that she killed her husband. Of course, he calls the police, an inspector friend. The wife admits she killed him, but refuses to state why. She also has some weird obsession with flies. She eventually does tell her brother-in-law and the police inspector the story. Her husband was developing a matter transmitter. Yet he still had some bugs to work out. He starts some experiments with the cat that doesn't work out. But, it's just a cat, so no big loss. But he thinks he has perfected it and tests it on himself. Only something goes horribly wrong, and he locks himself in the lab. There was a fly in with him at the time, and they got mixed up. He needs the fly to hopefully change back to normal. The wife looks for the fly but has no luck, so she suggests that he goes through the transport and maybe that will work. It doesn't, and of course the husband wants to die. He feels the fly is taking over. Thus he gets into the hydraulic press. The police inspector pretty much arrests her after that. And why not? Because she sounds nuts. But at the end, him and Vincent find the husband's head on a fly in a spider web and kill it. And of course, the wife is found not guilty. They make up some excuse that the husband actually committed suicide and she's free with her child. A happy ending. This is, of course, a 1958 horror movie from Universal. It was starring Vincent Price and also David Hedison, who's probably best known for Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. And it was adapted from a short story by George Le Gallienne, and it was the writer of the screenplay was James Clavell, who's best known as a novelist, and he also wrote the screenplay adaptation for his famous book Shogun, which is turned into a miniseries. And this is probably really one of the more high-end horror movies from the 50s. It was actually in color, and it obviously, they spent some good money on the effects. I mean, the fly prosthetics that the guy uses was very convincing. It still holds up even 60 years from now. Has that little mouth going and that. It's pretty scary. And also, at the end when they have the fly with the human head screaming, that's also a bit creepy. It's actually just a pretty low-key horror movie. I mean, there's not something running around scaring all these people and killing them and that. It's the only one who really dies is the guy who committed the experiment. And it's a interesting movie. I enjoyed it very much. I know it was a success for Universal. And they made, obviously 2 sequels to it of diminishing returns. I know I've seen the second sequel and it's not as good as the first. And never seen the third, but that's supposed to be really bad. And it also inspired a remake in the 80s by David Cronenberg with Jeff Goldblum. That's one I never seen either. That seems just a little too out there for me. So, but it's well regarded. And so, this is a enjoyable movie. I think you should, if you want something fun to watch, you should check it out. And, if you stuck with me this long, thanks a lot. You're a unique individual.